2, 1. Hello again, people out there that like J2. There are a lot of you. I know you're all tuned in now. And here, man on, it's Alan Gibson. Sorry about the shouting. I'll calm down later. But there's nothing calm about J2, and I'll tell you why. Because we're going to talk about JSoccerMagazine, but as well as that, we're going to talk about predictions. We're going to tell you the results in advance. So make sure you take notes, like I have in my little black book. And we're going to talk about attendances, why they're good at some clubs, why they're bad at others. And we're also going to talk about silly names, the ministry of silly names. I know you've done a few silly walks in your time. You're going to talk about silly names, aren't you?
He didn't tell me any of this. He didn't tell me any of this. He just said, sit down here and we'll talk.
Talk about silly names. Talking about silly names. Your name's quite normal, but some of these. Vespa Kusatsu. That's a silly one. To start with.
It is a bit of a silly one, and as I've said it before, we should really do a podcast completely or separately on all the names. But okay, we'll give you that one then. Yeah. Vespa is actually the Spa.
Oh, okay, not so silly.
Yeah, so it's not so silly, although it's a bit silly, really. You know, I could have a team like called Bath. A city called Bath. Yeah. So the Spa, because Kusatsu, the
Leamington Spa.
Yeah, Leamington Spa. Exactly.
Yeah,
so the Spa Kusatsu. So Kusatsu has a spa area, but the problem is this year is they've moved from Kusatsu to Gunma, and they don't want to upset the Kusatsu people, so they've put the Kusatsu onto the spa. Now it's Vespa Kusatsu Gunma. So it gets a bit complicated, really.
And if they relocate again, it could get even sillier.
Vespa Kusatsu Gunma. Yeah. So eventually, I presume they're going to remove the Kusatsu, and but I don't know if there's any spas in Gunma. I mean, you know, who knows?
And it's the battle of the silly names for the first game today, because they're up against Jeff United, and I maintain that Jeff United should play in a certain, first name league. You should play against Gym City, and that doesn't sound that bad actually.
GYM.
Yeah, could be like that. It'd be a very fit team.
Jeff United, another funny story for you, because in the J.League, you're not allowed to have the sponsors' names in the team name anymore, like it used to be. Raceway Hitachi FC and Cerezo Osaka or Yanmar Diesel FC, and all the company names, Panasonic, Gamba, Matsushita, blah blah blah. And so now no more team names including the sponsors, because it's free sponsorship in it. It's like Arsenal, Emirates Airlines FC. Come on, give us a break. So, but Jeff United, well, Jeff
got round
is in capital letters, J-E-F, and you know what that stands for?
I think you told me, but I've forgotten.
JR East Furukawa Railways. So JR East Furukawa, J-E-F. So actually, technically, Jeff have still got their sponsor's name in their name.
Sneaky.
Don't tell anybody I told you, though.
So yeah, let's do the previews as we go along. So
yes, sounds like
that's the battle of the city names. And so what do you think about that?
So, sorry, who are they playing?
Vespa Kusatsu against Jeff.
Jeff United, they're a team of ups and downs. It's like a big, long railway journey. No, Jeff United. I think they cut a long story short, not to beat around the bush.
Yeah, you beat him. And
Jeff United, away win.
Away win. We differ. I said the draw.
Good.
So finally, we differ. Right, next game. Gifu. Nice short name. Can't argue with that. Against Kyoto Sanga, who now have a shorter name than they used to. I think we've discussed that.
Well, I think Kyoto Sanga, who used to be Kyoto Purple Sanga.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Kyoto Sanga FC now. They seem to insist on having the FC on. They're quite a high-scoring team, and Gifu are yet to score this season. Did you know that? The great Gifu goal drought. Will it continue? I think it will. It's an easy win for Kyoto Sanga.
Yeah, I'll make you right. I can't argue with that. And well, should we talk about attendances as we go as well?
You can if you like.
Could,
you didn't tell me you were going to talk about it.
No, I did tell you at the beginning. I did tell you. Right, okay. Just going back to Vespa for a moment. Their average gate, 3,500. Pretty poor. They're right down the bottom. And Gifu, who are also at home, where are they? 3,600. Poor gates from these clubs.
Well, they're not the most. No offence to people in Gifu, but it's not. It's not like the centre of industry or karaoke or beef or.
But they get a lot of tourists there. But clearly, the tourists don't go to football.
Gifu gets tourists.
Why have they got tourists?
Gifu gets.
They've got lovely woods. They've got bears, and you walk around and you ring a bell, and the bears run away. Apparently.
I see.
Isn't that Gifu?
And what do these bears do in the woods?
Well, that's what I would like to know. I think we know the answer. and that's why their team also do that.
Maybe they should get one of these
pitch
bears on the forward line to see if they can score.
Well, I'll tell you what, some defenders would run. They would run.
Yeah, they ring a little bell and they score a goal.
So,
why do we talk about this?
I don't know. That's what happens if you start talking about J2. Right.
Here's my ball.
Gainare Totori.
Gainare Totori.
Yeah. Against Avispa. Nothing to do with George Michael. Avispa Fukuoka. No, he was careless with his Avispa.
He was, yeah, careless Avispa.
Yeah.
And then he Fukuoka in the bushes and
yeah.
Going back to the woods again.
Yeah, I know.
But that's tough. That's risky.
It was very risky. Gainare against Avispa.
Gainare surprised us all by almost finishing one. 3 weeks into the J2 season, they were almost on top of the league. But Vissel Kobe managed to win it. But I think the bubbles burst. Gainare Totori and Avispa Fukuoka are a team that really should be pushing for a top 6 place. So I think we're having a away win there.
Okay, and not going to be many people there. Away win, you're saying? Okay, we differ again. I've got it down as a home win.
No, I'm going for Avispa Fukuoka. Sorry, Gainare Totori fans, both of you.
So you really rate Avispa?
No, but I don't really rate Gainare. But nice kit, they have a nice kit.
What colour?
Nice green, and the away one.
I like this one.
This is Matsumoto Yamaga, but we'll get to them later.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're expecting a gate there of around about 4,500.
4,500.
But we're not predicting that. Fagiano Okayama.
Fagiano.
Is that how you say it? Fagiano.
Yes.
Okay.
Fagiano.
Okayama.
It's Australian.
Consadole Sapporo.
Consadole Sapporo. Consadole really should be doing better than they are. Fagiano, I think they're still unbeaten actually, along with Gamba, one of the 2 teams unbeaten. I didn't do any checking on that, so I'm just getting my stuff from Twitter brains. But Fagiano, I think Fagiano will continue their unbeaten run, but it's only going to be a draw. And Consadole Sapporo, where do they get their name from?
Well, I was thinking Sapporo beer, but clearly not, because it's a place name. And Consadole, consomme, soup.
No, it's nothing to do with soup. Consadole, the local colloquialism for local people of Consadole, they call themselves Dosanko.
Dosanko.
In Sapporo, they're people, and it's not that, I don't know if it's complimentary or not, but Dosanko. So Dosanko, and then of course the football teams, they like to add ole to things, right?
Oh,
so they took Dosanko and they changed it around to Consado, and they added ole. So Consadole. That's how they got the name. But I'm moving into the other podcast that we should be doing, right?
I don't know. We're talking about names in this one. But Fagiano, as you call them, they're decent gates.
Yes.
Why? 7,500. That's not bad for a team that I never heard of.
Well, it's close to Hiroshima, and they've got no one to watch there, have they? Oh, hang on.
Oh yeah, perhaps they have. Weather permitting.
Weather permitting, yeah.
Okay, Takushima Vortis, a club very close to my heart, although I've never been there. We've got close. We're quite close now, sort of. Takushima Vortis against Vivaran Nagasaki.
Tokushima Vortis against Vivaran Nagasaki.
Vivaran.
Nagasaki is way down south, well actually southwest.
Yeah.
And way back in the when the black ships came, long ago.
The Viking ships?
No, the Dutch came over and they were the first ones. And blah 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 blah. Vivaran is very Dutch influenced.
Is it? Vivaran.
Vivaran, Nagasaki.
It sounds a little bit like a swear word in Norwegian. But
yes, we won't go into that, shall we?
We shouldn't.
But if there's any Norwegians out there who would like to hear us say Vivaran on there, then we will.
You just did. So, Tokushima.
Oh, sorry, I didn't give you a result there. I really... Well, Tokushima...
Pocari Sweat Stadium, bit of advertising there?
Pocari Sweat Stadium, because they're owned by Otsuka Chemicals, which supply the Pocari Sweat.
So you think, are they supplying lots of funds for transfers?
Indeed, they are sponsoring quite highly.
So you're expecting Vortis to go places? And then upwards?
Well, they almost made it to J1 2 seasons back now, except they lost on the last day to Consadole Sapporo, which was tragic because they, Tokushima were a good team that year, coached by Nahiko Minobe, ex-Gamba player actually, but I digress.
Poorly supported though?
Poorly supported, yes.
Less than 5,000 average.
Well, Tokushima, it's way down there on the tip of the, down there on the island.
And the stadium, what's it like? Is it any good?
It's
not bad.
It's probably not a J1 stadium, but they can do things with it.
So you expecting them to?
Did I give
you give me a result? No,
No,
you didn't. I didn't write it down. If you did, so give me a result.
Let's go for an away win.
Oh, we differ again. I said a draw. I don't know why I said that. I think it's because I thought Nagasaki not that bad. Right, Gamba against Tokyo Verdy, a game that looks like we won't go to because it's not the biggest game of the day. I'd love to go, but we can't be two places at once. So Gamba against Tokyo Verdy. What do you make of that?
Well, Gamba fans, I guess all the critics too, and j.league issue 7 also, with blah blah blah. Oh, there it is. Sorry, j.league issue 7 had the predictions of all the experts, and I think without exception.
Oh, there's Mystic Meg.
Yeah.
Or is she called something else? Is she called something else in?
Yes, but I can't tell you what she's called. It's a secret.
Okay. Meggie.
And she was here. Well, she was going to come today, but she had to cancel due to unforeseen circumstances.
Okay. Where did you get that lame gag from?
It's Gamba. Sean Carroll, Gamba. Ben Mabley, Gamba. Barry Lauder, Gamba. Stuart Smith, Gamba. Mario Kawata. Oh, Mario Kawata got Vissel Kobe as top number 1 in J2. Then Ben Maxwell, Gamba. Steve Barr has also got Vissel, but both of the guys who've got Vissel coming top have got Gamba coming second. So, in a nutshell, everyone is expecting Gamba Osaka to run away with J2. So, consequently, because they've actually drawn 2 or 3 times already, fans are not happy. They're unbeaten. They're in 3rd place. They win today. They'll be challenging for the top. They're just moving slowly into position, but the fans are like, we want to win every game by 6 goals.
Yeah.
So Tokyo Verdy, they won their first game last week, but they've been pretty dire, to be honest, for a team that was the powerhouse of I was going to say J-League. Japanese football pre-J-League, Yomiuri were a powerhouse. And then Tokyo Verdy, Kawasaki Verdy, yeah, they've moved around a bit. Kawasaki, Verdy, Yomiuri, whatever they were called, in the first 5 or 6 years of the J-League, they won a lot of stuff. And they had players like Kazu and Ramos and Kitazawa and Takeda and all these guys. Well, fans of this team now are just having to settle for a small FC Tokyo team being way above them in Division 1. And Verdy, who've got Kazu's brother as their coach and signed about half of his team from Jirovans Kitakyushu, and they're not doing very well at all. So I'm expecting a win for Tokyo Verdy. No, I mean, Gamba have managed to keep a clean sheet once this year, I think, which is a huge thing for Gamba. But they are scoring goals, so let's go for a huge 4 or 5-1 win for Gamba Osaka.
I agree. Home win. Talking of Tokyo Verdy, their gates now. Can you guess what their gates are?
They're playing in this huge stadium, and they're getting about 5,000 or 6,000, aren't they?
Right.
So,
just over 5.
So
average game.
Somebody remarked on Twitter last week, it's one of the few places in Tokyo that you can get some space to yourself.
Yeah. And Gamba, do you know what their average gate is?
Well,
just a little quiz question for you out there.
They had about
Putting that on the
19 and 18, they must be at least 16,000 or so?
14 according to Soccer Way.
Which is actually a little better, or at least the same as it was in J1. So
oh, it's not bad.
Not bad. I mean, I
don't
know the
stadium.
figures, I don't know.
And the stadium move is still on?
Yep, they're going for a... I'm still unsure if it's going to be the 32,000 or the 40,000 stadium, but it will be custom-built soccer, football stadium only. It's going to be very nice, and presumably for their return to J1,
and then
their entrance into the ACL in 2 or 3 years.
In 2 or 3 years' time, yeah.
The stadium is planned for the... I don't think they'll get it done by the start of next season, but I believe that they are going for sometime next year.
Okay, good. Mito Hollyhock against Matsumoto Yamaga.
How can I go for Mito Hollyhock when I'm wearing a Matsumoto Yamaga shirt, and there's another one behind me, and a JFL towel? Shirts, by the way, number 3, Naoki Matsuda, who died a year and a half or so ago in pre-season training for Matsumoto Yamaga. He's featured in the magazine twice already because he was a legend, he's still a legend, and number 3, sorry, number 3, whatever it is. Number 3 is actually retired, I believe, for Yokohama F. Marinos, which is the team he spent most of his career with. But I digress. Matsumoto Yamaga the win. So that's an away win?
That's an away win, okay. So you don't fancy Mito Hollyhock?
No.
Lovely name though.
But you know, you don't want to get in hollyhock, man. It's like one of those old drinks that your grandma used to buy, isn't it? Dandelion and burdock.
Yeah. They should get sponsored.
Tastes horrible, didn't it?
Certainly a potential revenue stream for them.
Possibly. I remember the company that delivered them was a company called Alpine.
Oh, okay.
Huge, big glass bottles in the old days. You know, when I was that boy. Is Alpine still going? If any of you know, please tell us.
Please
Maybe
let
they
us
can
know
pay
that.
us some money.
Yeah. Perhaps they will. Yokohama against Roasu Kumamoto. Rasa.
Which is red.
Yeah, okay.
And they wear red, believe it or not.
Oh, what a surprise.
Down there.
Kumamoto is down there, is it?
Yes. Yokohama FC will be... well, they struggled. I mean, they were a team that made it into the playoffs, or just almost made it into the playoffs last year, and looked like that they could have got promotion right to the end of the season. And this year, they've, I think it's 3 defeats in a row recently, and they got done by Montedeo Yamagata 5-1 last week. So they'll be looking for a win. Kumamoto, I don't know. Okay, home win. Come on, Yokohama.
You're going for a home win. We differ again.
Yokohama.
I've gone for Rasa.
Yokohama have got to get something out
Oh,
of
I didn't say my prediction for Mito Hollyhock.
Does anybody care?
No, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I've got it down as a draw. Right, what about this one? Katala Toyama against Tochigi. Tochigi or is that
Tochigi FC, yes. Katala Toyama against Tochigi FC. Well, Tochigi FC have one of the best coaches in the league, in my humble opinion.
Who? Tochigi?
Mr. Matsuda, previously coached Vissel Kobe, which of course is where I know him from, and Sanfrecce, worked with Stuart Baxter. He's a good coach, and for such a small team and a small budget, I think they've done very well for themselves. They might even be thinking, well, we want to be challenging for J1 this year, so who are they playing against?
Katala Toyama.
Katala Toyama. No, without going into too much detail, I think we have another away win.
Oh, we differ again. I've got a home win. Right, Vissel, the big game. Vissel Kobe against Montedeo Yamagata.
It's close enough, isn't it?
Say it again for me.
Montedeo Yamagata. Well, that's how I say it.
Well, it was pretty close. Montedeo,
yeah.
Montedeo.
The three amigos.
Yes. Well, we've got musketeers at Vissel Kobe, as I keep mentioning. Yeah. Well, I was trying to work out who was Portos, but then I decided it was waste of my time.
Talking of, I think we should get a move on.
Yeah,
because we've got a game.
We've only got 2 games to talk about.
We've got a game to go to.
Yes, we certainly have. Right, Vissel against Yamagata or Montedeo. No, Montedeo.
Vissel have won 5 out of 6. They capitulated. There's a good word there, isn't it? Capitulated against Kyoto Sanga 4-1. I was at that game. Vissel were just quite dire that day. Yet they won 5 more games. Popo is taking pot shots from 35 yards and scoring goals. He's found his level. He's definitely a good J2 player. He's not a J1 player. But Popo is doing well for Vissel, and they've got plenty in reserve. So it's a big test for them today. I would say. Well, Montedeo have won 4 in a row. They're going strong, but they're away. Vissel Kobe got the home crowd. They'll have the roof on. They won't be affected by the weather if there is any weather. Home win. You've got to be a home win, hasn't it?
You say the home crowd, but the home crowd, is it still the home stadium, or has it changed its name now?
It's not the home stadium. It's now the Noevia Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Noevia.
So don't make that mistake that I made. Okay. So Vissel at home, nearly 8,000 people going.
It's not very good. 7-0 win there.
It's not very good.
It's actually not very good for a
top of the
decent-sized city. Well,
what's going on?
What's happening? I don't know. They've always struggled for crowds. They're not a well supported on the day.
They're not well hung in sort of supporter terms.
No, they're not indeed. They would be. They
wouldn't need sort of heavy underwear.
Well, when Stuart Baxter was manager, he has a Swedish wife, and he bought a Swedish coach called Jan Jonsson. So they could have bought the Swedish-made fountain enlarger too, shouldn't they?
Because they've got that Viking connection, haven't they?
Yes, exactly.
You said earlier.
Swedish-made crowd
this
enlarging.
podcast, or it was this podcast, wasn't it? Where you said something about the black boats arriving, and I said the Vikings, and I thought, where did I pluck that from?
Yeah, that's right.
And it comes back to Vissel.
Yeah.
So the Vikings did arrive here first.
Well, Vissel,
allegedly.
The Vissel Viking connection is the Kobe beef. You know, beef, cow, horns. Looks like a Viking. Come back. Okay, let's wear horns. So actually, it's not
serious?
really. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Kobe beef.
Yeah. Kobe beef.
And Movi, the Kobe mascot, is a big beefy boy with horns.
Yeah. Should be a girl, really. I'm going to milk him.
Yeah, but you don't. We wouldn't have horns. If it was a girl cow, he wouldn't have horns, would he?
They have little horns.
He's got the horn.
Well, you can see I've lived in London most of my life, but I have seen a cow occasionally. Not necessarily.
Let's talk about Shiravanski to Kyushu.
Right, yes, let's do that.
If I say that, so you don't have to say the stupid, you know.
Yeah, you just didn't want against Ehime. Sounds like kind of pea, you know, those, all those peas, you know, the ones you pop. Edamame, right?
I've no idea. Edamame?
Yeah, that's
Edamame.
Right. Edamame. It sound like peas to me.
These Londoners, they think they can come over here and take our language.
Yeah, we'll do what we like.
Destroy it
What are
completely.
you going to do about it? Nothing. Man on.
Man on.
No, touch tight. Sorry. Right, carry on.
Shiravanski to Kyushu. Half their team was taken by their ex-coach, Verdi, as I mentioned before. Ehime.
I thought you meant abducted.
Abducted?
Yeah.
By Vikings.
Viking aliens.
Viking cows with no little horns. And a puff. Where were we? Oh, yeah.
They're playing against the peas.
Ehime. I don't know. Maybe I should sort of look on my iPad and pretend I'm...
While you're doing that, I'm going to say draw. And that's all I've got to say on it, and I have no idea why I chose it to be a draw.
Well, I can't really see anything on this page because...
I mean, J2...
It's actually about Maya Debuchy.
So
it's about Jubilo Iwata.
So you're not going to find the answer. So maybe you should say a draw. Just
away win.
Away win, alright. So you differ for me again. So we differ on these. You've got Jeff to win away at Thespa. I've got that as a draw. Gifu, both said away win. Totori against Fukuoka. You said away, I said home. Fagiano against Sapporo. You've got a draw, I've got a home. Vortis against Nagasaki. You've gone away, I said draw. Gamba, we both agree home win. Mito Hollyhock. I said draw, you said it's going to be an away win against Matsumoto. Yokohama against Ruatsu. I've gone away, you've gone home. Katala
Toyama
against Tochiki. I said home, you said away. Vissel Kobe, we both said home win. It's clearly going to be a home win. We want it to be.
I think
it will be.
I think if you want if you want to bet against Vissel Kobe, you need to have balls.
Yeah, and would you get good odds for those balls? Perhaps not. I think you wouldn't get bad odds. But anyway, and finally, Ehime, the Peas. You said away win. They're playing away against Giravans. Giravans, right? Giravans. Why is it a soft G? Or shouldn't we get into
Let's talk about that in the other podcast that we're going to do.
Yes. We've got time.
We are about to go and see Ainak Leonessa Kobe, or Ainak Kobe Leonessa in the Nadeshiko League against, what are they called? It's a very long, Takatsuki Esperanza, or whatever they call it. Anyway, it's basically, it's Vissel against Gamba in the Ladies League. And so it's going to be quite a good game.
And this will be the end of this podcast.
This will be now. j.soccer.com, j.soccermagazine. Get it, www.jsoccer.com. Follow me on Twitter, Alan at j.soccer.com.
I'm not even going to bother giving you my Twitter details.
Actually, I just gave my email address as my Twitter account. Yeah. Twitter is at j.soccermagazine.
And ESPnsoccer.com. Check it out. Till the next time. Away!